All right, so I was able to get this Vevor projector screen, 120-inch 4K 1080 outdoor movie screen from Vevor. They sent it over, so I figured it would be worth a try and check out something outside. So we're going to do a little movie night here. We're going to watch a little Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's pretty easy to set up, but it only had the 2 feet option, so I had to put it up against the shed. But, I mean, it looked great. There is an option with 6 feet, which I think would have been better, but for the price and for 4K, very good. And it was definitely fun checking these things out again in front of the fire.
All right, guys, welcome back. I am here once again with
Kyle
and Marissa.
All right, this is a little bit different. We just got done watching a movie on that new outdoor screen, and we watched Are You Afraid of the Dark? So we were watching some of those episodes. We loved that show as a kid. As you guys know, we've talked about this before.
So good.
And we thought to ourselves, why not just sit down now and start talking about some of our favorites? Make a little top 5 list or whatever.
And what better than actually sitting by the fire to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? I mean, come on, guys.
I wish we had that stuff that they use to submit it for the approval, and they throw it in and it blasts up.
You know what? Ask and you shall receive, because I have something very special in my little bag.
Oh, I thought that was just makeup.
Oh.
No.
What the?
I'm more than just a makeup artist.
This is gonna singe my hair off.
Wait, what's in there, though?
Should we try it? Okay, so I looked up what they used, and I guess they use non-dairy, like Coffee Mate, like the powder
like
creamer.
Powdered milk or something?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
So, guys, I have no idea what's going to happen when we throw this in the flame.
I know.
It literally anything could happen.
Okay.
But should we try it?
Yeah,
I'm like super scared.
You have to say the line, though.
Okay, wait.
You have to get it right.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this tale. Oh!
It worked!
That is
sick.
fucking sick.
Let me try.
No, I want to do it again.
I want to try one. That was
Oh my god.
It's like every time there's a party, we just like...
Oh, bro.
I love it.
That's
I love
sick.
You try.
The tale of the top 5.
Ooh.
All right, so again, we're gonna go through a couple of our favorite episodes, little top 5. We didn't tell each other what we're gonna pick, so we might actually have some of the same ones, which is fine. And you know what? We did a series called Are You Afraid of the Dark Revisited. We were doing series. We had pumped out a bunch of episodes, but they kept getting copyright stricken. So we stopped doing the series overall, but we're going to try to bring it back in a different format where we're not going to do a watch along. We'll mostly just watch it and then kind of talk about it. So if you guys like this, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see us continue that Are You Afraid of the Dark series, just a different way.
Yeah, right.
Totally. I mean, and honestly, like, nothing is better than this show. Like, as a kid growing up in the 90s, Saturday night, Snick, by the way, it's Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we didn't even add
Sneak
that
action.
in. It's Saturday night at about, what time is it? Is it?
We'll say it's 9:30.
It's
Yeah.
8:55,
It's right before bed.
which means, wait, did Are You Afraid of the Dark come on at 9?
30.
9:30.
It was the last one.
Oh,
was
okay.
Ren
And
and
then,
Stimpy,
yeah,
and
and then
then-
was Roundhouse, I think.
Yeah.
Or Roundhouse was before it?
Yeah, I think it was like at 8 or something.
Anyway,
At the
but
Roundhouse.
this is the perfect setting.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of tried to rank some of these in my top 5. Obviously, they're all ones I absolutely love. There's so many good episodes on this. You had to
So
choose
many.
5. It was actually hard
More
to
than
do.
I thought.
Oh, so much
It was
more.
more good
Well,
ones
and
than I
per
remember.
seasons too, because when we were looking at season 1, we were like, oh god, there's like a bunch from season 1, but then it like, I remember season 5 specifically,
I
a
do
few
too,
episodes, and then we had to like kind of mix them in, so it was really difficult to choose.
Yeah, I think too, as I was looking at the episodes, I feel like I didn't remember like the later episodes that much.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like I want to
same.
go back and watch those, but those first couple seasons, I remember like every single one of those episodes. So.
Season 1 is just like embedded.
All right, so what's yours, Garrett?
My number 5,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put The Tale of the Frozen Ghost.
Frozen Ghost.
You remember that
Frozen
one?
Ghost.
The Frozen Ghost.
Is that I Am Cold?
Yeah, so if
Okay,
anybody
yeah.
knows that episode, the one part of that episode that everybody remembers is when he looks out the window and he's like a little ghost and he goes, "I'm cold," and he's like, "Oh!"
And he gets like scared by it. Yeah.
It's like this little kid.
It could literally be a real kid in real life being cold.
And the whole thing that was funny about that was it was such a cool episode, but it was just so funny. We used to laugh as a kid because that's all the ghost did was
Yeah.
"I'm cold" the whole time.
It wasn't scary.
And then he'd run away, and then he'd like turn, and the thing would be behind him. "I'm cold."
Well, and also like as kids, like we would pull out specific lines from shows.
Yeah. And
So,
we still say that.
We do.
I still say that line all the time.
Like-
All right, well, let me ask you this: what other line from that one do you remember?
Oh.
Come on.
I mean,
Kyle's
I'm
got it.
cold was just
He'll
like
know
the
it right
main
when I say it.
one.
There might be ghosts. Ghosts? I knew you'd get it.
All right,
But I love that
so
one. But what was the? Do you remember what the climax was at the end?
I don't.
The kid just wanted
I
his
don't.
jacket.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a
Bro,
wicked swerve.
Yeah,
like,
bro's so cold. He
like,
just
oh,
needed his coat. Yeah. He's like, bro, it's like 20 degrees out here. I just
He's
need my
literally just
jacket.
cold.
Like,
That's all it was.
It's like all it
come
was.
on.
But yeah, that one holds a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
My number 5 was The Tale of the Pinball Wizard. You guys remember that one?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a good video
And you
game?
know what's funny? That was my 5th one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Who would've known?
Oh my gosh.
And it was sick because I remember the scene like with the escalator, and like the escalator would turn into like the slope thing
Yes.
with the ball.
Oh,
on
that
it.
was so
And then he was
Wait,
getting
is
like
that-
1-ups and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
he killed like a knight, and then he got like the knight's sword.
Yeah.
so sick.
well, the funny part about that episode was that was the first episode we've ever watched.
I think it was too.
Of the-
Maybe
of
that's
this
why I
show.
liked it so much.
Yeah, so that was the first episode we'd ever seen of the show. I remember putting it on and us watching it and be like, this show is the best.
and I
you
think
know?
because it had to do with gaming.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why we were all
Yeah.
like,
And
so
you know,
into
like,
it in that
in
era,
retro-
obviously.
In retrospect, I'm not even sure if that one is like one of my favorites, even in the top 5. But I think one, because we saw it first.
Yep.
And 2, it had to do with gaming. I was
yeah.
just like, oh,
in
this
the
is my
mall. I
favorite.
mean, that's
and
like,
the mall. Yeah.
that's all those things.
Yeah.
That's like 90s.
yeah.
That's it.
100%. All right, so my number 4 is going to be The Tale of the Midnight Madness. Do you
That
guys
was my
remember
number 4
Midnight
too.
Madness.
So Midnight Madness was
I don't
the
know if
one.
I remember this
It
one.
was Vink with the Vevor. And when they went to they worked at a movie theater
Yep.
and it was
Oh my
closing
gosh!
down.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
They were trying to save it by playing old movies.
Yes! Oh my
and
god!
Vink comes with the reel-to-reel thing, and he gives it to the kid, and he goes, "Play this."
Okay.
it was
Why-
Nosferatu, and then the cool part was everybody started to love it, and they're like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" They're just like horror movies. Well,
Yeah.
come to find out, Nosferatu was actually coming out of the screen.
I know. Why wasn't this on my list?
Sick.
That one was so
And, like,
good.
That was my favorite version of Nosferatu.
You know what
too.
the funniest thing is? That's the same thing. I put a reel up one day when Nosferatu, like the new one, came out, and I wrote, "This was my Nosferatu," and put the clip because that was the first image of Nosferatu we'd
Yeah.
ever seen.
And
Yeah.
that's in my head.
And it was
that's the-
scary
and
at
that's
that
the
age,
still,
too.
That's what I see when I see Nosferatu. Is that one?
He's
Not
yeah.
the old one, not
Yeah.
the original,
I,
not that
I
one.
totally agree. That's
But
the one,
again,
too.
the whole nostalgic vibe of the show. You have the movie theater.
Yep.
You have Nosferatu. You can't get much more 90s than that.
Mm-hmm. No, so that was a
Yeah.
really cool episode. So again, it's so funny that we only could pick 5 and we have
We're
the
like
same
mad.
We're
ones.
all the same thing because those
Well,
are
we-
all the ones that stood out to us.
We watched all these together anyway when we were kids.
Nah, that's true.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the-
And we,
I'm sure our
I
list is
mean,
the same.
you know. Okay, my number 4 is The Tale of the Captured Souls. Do you guys remember this one?
Actually, I don't
Was
think
that
so.
the hotel?
Yes.
Or the bed and breakfast or whatever?
This
they
is a
stayed at?
hotel. So it's a family. It's a mom, dad, and a daughter, and they go on vacation. And they go to this little like.
That's the dad looks like Lionel Richie.
He
right?
does look like Lionel Richie. So he's got like long curly hair.
I don't remember this.
It's you have to. That looks like Lionel Richie. So they go to this like bed and breakfast kind of hotel place. This young kid opens the door. He's very pale, and he looks like a vampire. He
Kinda.
looks he just is very something's up. And they're like, "Where's your parents?" And he's like, "Oh, they're not here right now."
So the people, from what I remember, that are staying in the house, by looking into the mirror, he's stealing like their essence and souls.
Right. And so he's
To keep himself young,
Young,
because
yep.
he's actually an old man. Spoiler alert.
we're gonna spoil
I
it.
It's like a 90.
It's all right, but I
It's like a bench
50-year-old show.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's fine. But I do remember it now.
So
You know,
so the girl like catches on and she finds out that the kid
Yeah,
is
remember
stealing
like
the
the
identity.
parents' hair is going all gray
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're getting
so
really old, and she's like her
gradually-
skin's like all breaking out.
and the parents are like tired and,
Oh, yeah,
and they're
yeah.
going gray.
Yeah.
And then she reverses it.
All right, my number 3 is going to be The Tale.
The Tale of the Smoke.
Look at how much smoke.
Holy shit! Oh, it's
Giving
gone.
it the logs.
Yeah, God.
My number 3 is going to be The Tale of the Phone Police.
Oh,
The phone police.
It's me, Billy Baxter. I say that all the time.
I do too.
There was like somebody that came to my gym or something. All of a sudden his name was Baxter, and I
was
kept
like-
saying, "It's Billy Baxter. It's Billy Baxter." Dude,
All right,
that,
well,
that
tell-
one is
tell-
awesome. It felt to me like a little movie. Like,
All right, well, tell the people
Yeah,
explain
yeah. I
about
feel like
it.
that
So-
was more cinematic than the
yeah,
other
like
ones,
this
yeah.
kid was like he kept prank calling like people, and he thought it was funny, and
Yeah.
then his sister or something was like, if you keep doing that, the phone police is going to come. He's like, oh, yeah, right. And then that really is what happened. He dialed a number she told him to dial. And then all of a sudden, like, the phone police, like, took this kid. And it was like a police car, but it had, like, the dial tone.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, that was the sound of it.
That was the siren.
Yeah. And then he got, like, locked up. And it was really cool because there was, like, phone police officers because he was breaking out and they're like trying to catch him and stuff. It was a real cool one and it was super like different.
It wasn't scary, but the premise was like
it kind of was like
awesome.
A little bit tense though, like when he's trying to get away and like they're like coming after him and stuff.
And then he got a phone call from Billy Baxter, who was like it was someone that they were talking about that got caught by the phone police originally.
Yeah. So I thought that was a pretty cool episode. It felt like a mini movie.
The names in this show are so good though.
Billy Baxter.
There's like in every
there's
episode
a lot of them.
the
There's
names
a lot
are so
of them.
funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
But
names.
I have a funny story before we move on about that. Every time I hear like the phone police, I think of my father. So do you remember the story I'm going to say? Who's going to get me? Yeah, so this is like when we were in high school, right? And like eBay was kind of newer at the time, I guess.
I was going to say this.
And like Kyle wanted to play drums. He was a guitarist and he wanted to play drums. So like my dad was like, oh, I'm going to get him drums for Christmas. So he went on eBay and just started bidding on like all these drum sets. And he's like telling us like, I'm winning like six auctions or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but what happens if you win? He's like, well, I'll just pick the one I want. I'm like, no.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way. And he looks over and he goes, oh, who's going to come and get me? The eBay police. He was like, so good. Luckily, he didn't win any of them, but like it was one of those things that were like, no, the real police
No,
are coming.
actually, you're going to get arrested.
So it's just so funny. It makes me think of him when I hear the phone police.
Okay, so my number 3, which I feel like you guys are going to both agree with me on this one. This is probably one of your favorites as well. The Tale of Laughing in the Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
That's not on my list, but
how can that not be on your
honorable
list?
mention. I feel like that's the most iconic episode in the whole series.
It's not on my list either, but you know what's so funny, and I don't know if he feels the same way, is when we talked about it earlier, we said that the first episode we ever saw was Pinball Wizard.
Yeah.
And the Pinball Wizard was like season 1, episode 5 or something, right?
It's funny, I'm not going to say it yet, but I will tell you the first episode I ever saw, and it's not Pinball Wizard.
Okay, so what was funny is I can remember for a long period of time, and at least this was me, is when they did the opening, they would show different clips of the different parts, or maybe it was a commercial or something.
No,
Yeah.
it was
But they
the
show
opening credits.
Zebo,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I remember him and I kind of being like, "What episode is that?" You know,
Yep.
because we didn't see that again until it like did like a rerun. So like,
Yeah.
for a couple weeks when we were going by, we were like, "What is that clown?"
I remember the Fun House,
I do
course.
too.
which was so awesome.
Zebo, and he takes his
When
nose.
you enter it, yep.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. He took his
He
nose.
took his nose. Zebo got
Got
pissed.
your nose.
Yeah. Zebo was wicked pissed.
So that was probably the second episode I've ever seen of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
It probably was.
Not my first, but that was the second one that I've ever seen.
It's a good second one.
Yeah.
My third is Jake and the Leprechaun.
Dude, that's another one that's like super cinematic, and we actually did
We
that
did a video
one
on it.
Yeah.
for one of our revisits. That was one of the ones that kept getting flagged, so it never really went up.
Yeah.
What
That
did
was
I
a fun
keep
one.
saying? What did I keep quoting from that? That was like so funny.
Remember we said that the leprechaun looked like Anthony Kiedis or something?
Oh, yeah.
It looked like just like him. Yeah. And then what was like the other thing, like the sanctum flight? Do you see? what do you say? Like
something blight. And leave behind my human blight.
yeah, remember the kid looked like a wicked ripoff Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
When he started to turn into the leprechaun, his voice was like getting deep. But that episode, like everything about that was cinematic compared to how
Yeah, like, it felt
that
like a
was
full
like
movie.
a movie.
Like
Yeah,
when the guy
no
was
question
hiding and
about
he was
it.
like changing in the mirror, but
Yeah,
he knew that
yeah.
he was like a leprechaun.
And that's another thing that when we were watching this, we realized just today that the makeup and effects in this show was like crazy.
Insane.
for a random
Insane.
Nickelodeon
Yeah,
show.
it was
Yeah.
insane.
I'm gonna get to that with
I know.
one of my.
And I think,
with one of my.
I think we have the same one on the list
Yep.
because there was one monster particularly that
I
we were
was
like, holy
shocked.
shit.
I was like-
but the makeup in that one, the theatrical makeup, the
prosthetics.
the elf and prosthetic makeup, the makeup of even the little kid transforming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Oh, and
It was
the
crazy.
set decoration for the theater scene and
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, like
for
if we
So
end
sick.
up doing that series again and talking more deep dive into these episodes, like I want to try to find out like who is in charge of this, like who do they have as like their practical people, because
know.
it was a real good job for just like these 30-minute.
But I will
shows.
say this: there was probably a different director for every episode because
Oh,
that's
for sure.
usually how it
Probably.
goes.
That's why they all feel differently.
Exactly.
Which I'm
exactly.
gonna get to in my
And
next
then
one.
each director and each episode, I'm sure, had their own crew that they wanted. For the 90s, where you think that the stuff would look cheesy,
Yeah.
but we were like,
I think it's on par
taken
with
aback.
it's on par with the your favorite B movie from that era.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like
But
Marvel,
it's definitely on par.
But
with
what was
that-
kind of
with
cool
that era.
about it
the
was it
time.
actually was using a lot of practical, and they didn't have to go crazy because it literally was like maybe 1 or 2 characters that they had to do.
And it was quick too.
But at that time in the 90s, everybody was switching over to like digital effects,
Yeah.
and
They
it was
were.
such a bad time because digitals was so terrible that
Yep.
like you were watching a movie and then it looked like it was like a random computer game built in.
like the
Where-
Langoliers or something.
Yeah, like they still went old school, which I think really made it more
That's
charming.
what makes it so authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
All right, so number 2's.
Okay,
Number
so 2.
2s.
I already know that you guys are gonna probably have this on your list, and I'm gonna have to talk about it first. But
Uh-oh. No, because if it's my number 1, I'm going to be bummed.
What is it?
Can we say it at the same time, all 3 of
All right.
us? At the
But
same time?
my number 2.
1, 2, 3.
Nightly
Neighbors.
Yeah.
Ah!
You know what? And this could have been my number 1. It's
classic.
I've talked about this on my channel so many times. I have this weird love for suburban horror, and I think it has to do with where we lived in neighborhoods,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
the
yeah.
idea of like something going on in the neighborhood. You're not
Burbs.
sure about specific neighbors. The Burbs, Fright Night, stuff
Oh,
like that.
man.
Like
Mansion.
like Maniac Mansion, the
Goonies.
game. Like these were all things that like I was so drawn to, and I think
Yep.
because it set it in that neighborhood vibe, and it just felt so cool,
Oh.
and like
Personal.
it really could
It's a little bit
happen,
personal,
right?
yeah.
So Nightly Neighbors could have easily been my number 1, but there's a reason that it isn't. But I mean,
So let's talk a little bit about Nightly Neighbors.
yeah, of course. We did
Okay.
a whole video. That's, I think, the only Are You Afraid of the Dark revisited episode that made it through the cracks, I
Yeah.
think, was Nightly Neighbors. So if you go
Yeah.
into my archives, you could find that, and it was like the first episode, which is the only one that is up because every other one got flagged. But we talked all about it. We did a watch along, and it's basically about a neighbor. There's neighbors that they think are vampires, and there's
Yeah.
all these clues going around the neighborhood of why that could be the new neighbors of vampires.
So I have a funny tidbit about this episode. So what were we, 10 when we watched these?
Probably.
Maybe 12. So I get kind of freaked out every time I go to like a Lowe's or any like home improvement store that sells refrigerators.
Oh, the floor ones?
Because
The big
I
ones?
walk in and I see the meat freezer,
Yeah.
and I instantly think of the scene where she opens the
Jodie
big
Foster
white
girl?
meat freezer.
Yeah.
No, and there's all blood in it.
Oh, the little
the
blood
vials.
bags. Yeah, the vials.
but
Yeah.
that like sticks in my head from that episode. So they break into the house of the neighbors that they think are the vampires, and they go through their basement, and they actually had this refrigerator with like all these like vials of like blood in there.
I mean, that's really it. It's stuff's going around the neighborhood. They're
Yeah.
seeing people with like band-aids on their neck.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
And they look kind of tired, like
Yeah.
we said in the other
Yeah.
one. And then they kind of
Nobody
put a couple
notices that everyone has band-aids on
Everybody
their
And
neck.
like,
just
the mailman was like, hey.
Yeah, man.
He was like exhausted. Everybody thought he like partied
He's like,
and
oh, I
stuff.
hope I get over this soon. He's saying, he's
yeah.
like, oh, I hope I can move past this.
So then they just try to figure out like who's doing it.
No, if I got bit by the nightly neighbors, I'd be like, oh.
I hope I
I don't know what's the matter with me, but I woke up with these 2 bite marks on my throat.
neck.
I have a very stiff neck right now. I just don't know why.
So that was my number
But
2.
here's your mail. Well, I got a really good one for number 2. I think
boy.
you're going to agree with me on this one. The Tale
still
of
look.
the Dead Man's Float.
Yeah, that's my honorable mention.
Dude, this one,
You guys said you just watched this one. I
we
haven't.
just watched
I haven't
it.
seen this in so long, so I don't remember a lot about it.
It is so good.
This is my honorable. This isn't on my list, but this is my number 6.
So, first of all, the kid that stars in it, do you guys remember that show, The Commish, from the 90s?
Yeah. It's like,
Guess he's in that. I didn't know that either.
Because
Commish,
I
dude.
always
It's like
know
my grandmother used to
all
watch
these
that.
little tidbits.
Like,
But
go to bed. I
anyway,
want to watch Matlock
so
and the
he-
Commish.
Okay,
She
the
said this-
monster was phenomenal in this. Do you agree with me with the
Yeah,
monster?
that's the reason it was on my honorable
Yeah,
mention. Was
for
only
sure.
because of the practical effects were freaking crazy.
Oh my god, they were so
For
cool.
that, like the way I don't even remember what
So,
his name was.
They took place in a pool.
Yeah, the guy
And-
coming out of the pool was the practical effect was all red blood. It was like dripping with like
And he was invisible.
like burned off skin.
But
and
he was
stuff.
invisible.
Yeah.
And the science geek nerd realized that he could make invisible by throwing, what did he throw in there?
some kind of acid.
Some
thing,
acid.
because he was a
because
science geek nerd.
He was acidic.
So then he appeared. Like
He appeared.
Yeah,
everybody like freak out.
yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much. He came out of the pool and he was like, And everyone's like, "Oh
What
shit!"
the hell,
But
dude?
seeing it for the first time, you're like, well, we've seen it before,
But
like,
it looked like really.
it was
good.
wicked terrifying.
Yeah.
For
I
that
haven't.
kind of a
I
show.
don't remember that at all. So I might have either missed that episode or I haven't seen it.
Maybe
since
we
I
should
was a
do that
kid.
as the first one coming
We
back.
should, because it's awesome.
Just because the effects in that are
Yeah, that's
really
cool.
out of control.
As a somebody in the industry, a makeup artist, I just appreciate when I see really good
Yeah.
effects, and that was really good.
And it was in water.
It was
which
in
makes
water.
the effects even harder to
Yeah,
pull off.
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah.
So that was your number
That
two.
was my
We're almost there.
numero dos.
My number 2 is The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner.
Oh,
Ghastly
yeah.
Grinner.
There's something about that one. The music in that one's sick. The sound effects in that one is awesome. It's way different than the other ones. It's kind of like goofy and slapsticky, like more
Yeah.
comic booky. And I
Yeah.
think that one, seeing that as a kid, got me into comic books. And I never liked comic books, and I
Yeah,
still
we-
don't.
It's funny because we went through a weird period, both of us, where we'd like to go to the comic shop.
Yeah,
Remember?
and it was short lived, but I
Remember the name of the shop?
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Was
yeah.
Ghastly Grinner season 1?
It
I don't
felt
remember.
early to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was. It had to have been 1 or 2.
So this was the comic book one when
So
he went
Ghastly
to
He
the
was like
store.
a yellow, like jester
Yeah,
looking
so
thing.
so essentially, the kid in high school is an artist. People are shitting on him for his art, saying it sucks. He goes to the comic book store. He meets the comic book owner.
Yeah, I
She's like,
remember.
"Oh, you remind me of this guy who wrote this comic. He only wrote 1 episode. It was getting out of hand." And then, long story short, the guy in the comic comes out,
Yeah.
and then there's like a whole thing with the kid trying to
Yeah.
defeat the guy in the comic. And the guy in the comic special thing is he laughs so much that he infects all the people around him, and they start laughing and become crazy.
The Ghastly Grinner.
And they're all like drooling blood like this. And the Ghastly Grinner's makeup and prosthetic looked awesome too.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that whoever did the makeup and the prosthetic on this show
Yep.
was really good.
Sick.
And I don't even
Yeah.
think that's like the tightest story or the scariest one, but that one's atmosphere. Like I just feel like
Well,
that one,
it has a cool feel like at a comic store.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Sort of
Again,
similar to like
The
video
90s
games.
vibe, yeah, that
Well,
whole what we were into.
All right,
Number
so let's
ones?
hit our number ones.
All right. Well, speaking of that, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna each do this for our number
One more time?
ones. And make sure you say the tale of, because that's kind of
All right. My number 1, The Tale of the Pinball Wizard. It has to
Dude,
be.
that's a good one.
It has to be my number 1, and if for
It's
all the
so
same
good.
reasons I talked about before, is that if it wasn't for that episode, I would have never watched probably any of these.
Yeah,
So the fact that we
probably.
stumbled across that episode somehow, and I fell so in love with it, and then
Yeah.
fell in love with the series, honest to God, it's probably still my favorite overall television series from my childhood. Of
Yeah,
all
Yeah,
for sure.
it-
that was a gateway series.
the best.
100%.
The
That was
best.
100% a gateway into like my love for horror.
Yeah.
We were obsessed with it. I was obsessed with that. I was obsessed with R.L. Stein books. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just all stuff that
Well,
like
dude, I've heard, and we never watched it, but I heard Goosebumps
I
is
know
just as good.
We never
I think
did
it was a
watch
little
it.
bit past our generation.
That's why it was
Yeah.
like he had a couple books, but I was
Yeah.
like
No,
reading
the
like the Fear Street,
the
but the
Goosebumps TV series I'm talking about.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying
Even the
I
books,
was
though, I feel
even too
like-
old when the books came out.
Oh,
you
we
were
love the
reading
books,
them.
Yeah,
I
'Cause
had like the more
mask one.
the
And,
Fear Street ones, and you had Goosebumps.
Mm.
Like to me, I was too old when that came
Yeah.
out, so we never watched the show. And I
Yeah.
feel like with the show, it felt like it was like at like after school or something.
well, maybe we should blind watch that together.
Yeah, because I really don't know the
I've
show
heard,
at
yeah,
all.
from what I've heard, that it's kind of like on par.
Yeah, I'll see if I can locate those Goosebump episodes, and maybe we can just do a little series of
There's
that.
something available called digital.
So my number 1 is the tale of the Nightly Neighbors.
Oh, we just did that one.
So
So we
I
don't
had to
talk
say it
about
again. The thing about the Nightly Neighbors, though, that was my first. I don't know if I mentioned
Oh,
that.
no, you're-
That's the first one that I ever saw.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And
So isn't that funny
I
that
was
your
hooked.
first and my first are the first?
The first.
And I'm like the odd man out over
But
here.
that's the one that's what we remember
My
the most.
first-
So
No-
is
no
yours?
one-
Is we haven't talked about this one yet?
No one said my first
Oh,
yet, at all.
this is gonna be a good one then.
It's because I'm eclectic. That's why.
I'm trying to think what would it be.
So my number
Oh.
one is.
You probably don't remember it. That's his number 1.
I submit to you my number one because it's the best one.
Oh, I know what it is.
I don't
You
know
gonna say
what
it
it
with
is.
me? The tale of the
Super Specs. I knew it.
Super Specs.
They going for good.
Super Specs is. It's
The noise.
it's the most quotable for sure. Thousands of quotes in that one. It's definitely the most quotable. The story's fine, but this the feel of Super Specs is so funny. Like, dude, Sardo's in it.
Sardo.
Wait, explain, because
Accent on
I don't
the
know if
dough.
I remember this
Super
one.
Specs is they go to like this magic shop and
yeah.
they get these glasses.
Oh
and
my
they,
god!
And they get these
Yes!
sunglasses, and the guy's like, "Oh, you put these on, you see another
Yes,
dimension."
I remember it. But you know what? It's weird. I don't remember it from the names. But the minute you
Yeah.
start describing it, I'm
Well,
like, okay.
And
So
the thing
the
is,
kid
it had a wicked twist that as kids we didn't get it.
It's barely. We were just like, "What the hell happened there?"
You barely get it now.
I get it now, but
yeah, like
kid,
as a kid, I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
Like because they.
Well, I'll get into that. So, essentially, the kids put the specs on and they see an alternate dimension, which is essentially these shadowy figures. These essentially
Yeah.
just actors.
But it had
with
cool
black
music like that
leotards.
when they were in the
It
dimension.
did.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, specifically, there was so many funny scenes where the kid was at school and he puts the specs on, and the shadow guy's like playing basketball. So they're like, and they stop and they can see him and they start walking towards him and he takes them off and he's all freaked out. But like at the end, they're in this dark room and they're trying to close the portal that they opened with the specs.
It was like it got like wicked deep.
It was crazy, and like stuff's like spinning. Sardo's there, and then
Sardo's your boy.
they cut the scene, and in your head you're like, oh, they must have closed the portal.
Yeah.
And this other actor that looks like the actor from the original comes out, and he starts talking about the specs, and then they pan to the other actor, and it's another different kid, and he's like, "Are they gone for good?"
Yeah, it was the girl and then the
Yeah,
kid,
the
and he's like,
kid.
"They go for good," but they looked like the actors, but they weren't them. so
No,
then, like,
but it was close enough where you would be
So
confused.
it confused the shit out of you.
Yeah, as a
pretty
kid, we were
much.
like, "Where the hell did those other kids go?" And then they look in the crystal ball, and all the original actors are in there. Trying to
yeah,
figure
it
out.
was a wicked weird twist that as a kid it was so far over our heads that we were like so
Like,
confused.
why does that kid look different now? Like we didn't put two and two together.
But I feel like for some reason I don't know if we taped that one because I feel like we watched that one all the time.
Super Specs
So-
it's not on Paramount Plus.
It's not?
No. So I
I wonder why some of them aren't.
Maybe they were shitting that they didn't.
Well, that's
that
what it
was-
is. They'll pull
Yeah, maybe they pulled
episodes.
it. Maybe there's stuff
We
in
did
there
that
we
with
don't
Beavis and
remember.
Butthead. Remember we were trying with Beavis and Butthead? There was episodes that
yeah.
we couldn't find.
Yeah.
Or was it not Beavis and Butthead?
That's why you need physical
Futurama?
media.
I
That's
don't
true.
know. This is
I have the whole set of these movies, of these
Yeah.
shows, so,
So
we
we'll
can
have
watch
to-
them, but the
we'll have
quality's
to-
not going to be HD.
I definitely want to do the revisitation where we like deep dive one episode.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see us do that, write in the comments below which episode you want us to review first.
I was having so much fun watching these today.
Me too.
And
so
I was
good.
just like, because they're quick too. It's like
They're
half
quick.
hour.
Plus, it's like Halloween
it's
time.
awesome.
It's the
Yeah,
vibe. It's
sure.
cold. Leaves on the ground. We got the fire going.
Yeah, so I mean,
Guys.
it's good to watch these on the outside on the screen. We got
Yep.
the fire going, so it was cool to kind of do this little ranking for you guys. And again, I really want to deep dive into these more. Once the Halloween season is over, we'll have a lot more time to kind of spend on this kind of stuff because Halloween season, on the channel is just so busy. But we can deep dive into these things because I want to go back and watch
too.
these.
And we're also going to
for
deep
sure.
dive into some Halloween cereals.
That's
'cause
right.
That's what we do. That's
So
what
you
we
will
love to
see us
do.
back together
Very
this month
soon.
because we've got a
Yes.
lot of stuff planned out, some Halloween related items. We're going to do some taste tests.
Slice.
Stranger Things is coming next month and we're going to do that.
Stranger Things.
So we'll do some stuff when it comes to those promo items and do a lot of retro related stuff.
Yep.
But guys, thanks for hanging with me tonight.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It brought
was
me
fun.
back to my youth.
All right, and again, I am here with,
Kyle.
And Marissa.
and it's Garrett at Born2beRad, and like always, stay
Rad.